Abused lion rescued from a zoo in Mexico makes friends fast in his new home. When rescuers heard about a lion named Güero who was abused at a private zoo in Mexico where he'd lived most of his life, they weren't quite sure just how badly he'd suffered. When they examined him, however, they quickly realized the degree of his trauma. He'd been kept alone in a cage and was showing signs of mental abuse. Worse still, he had a broken neck which had gone untreated. It truly looked like his days were numbered. Not long after arriving at the Wild Animal Sanctuary in Colorado, however, Güero's luck began to turn, and he made an unusual friend to boot. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. When Güero the lion was rescued from a private zoo in Mexico, his living conditions were horrific. He'd clearly been mistreated for the duration of his time there, yet even the seasoned rescuers weren't prepared for the severity of his trauma. Not only had he suffered mental and physical abuse at the hands of the zoo staff who were supposed to be caring for him, but he'd also been forced to stay in a cage all alone every day for years. Worse still, when he was discovered by rescuers, he was ailing from an untreated broken neck. After being airlifted to Colorado State University's College of Veterinary Medicine, workers found that his teeth had been worn down from gnawing at the bars on his cage. Most wouldn't have given him a shot at surviving much longer, yet this was one lion who was determined to defy the odds. Once it looked as if Güero was going to make a full recovery from his injuries, he was transferred nearby to the Wild Animal Sanctuary, where he could continue to grow stronger and heal from his wounds while acclimating himself with a normal way of life. Part of Güero's recovery process included having him play outside in the recreation area. At first, the veterinary staff was unsure how he would react to this new environment. Soon, however, it became clear how much love he had to give. Before long, Güero even made a best friend in the sanctuary yard, and a rather unusual one at that. After leading a life of complete isolation, he befriended someone the staff never would have expected: a tiny, adorable chipmunk. Not only did Güero strike a friendship with the little guy, but they also bonded over the weirdest thing: their love of whipped cream. In fact, they often spent the majority of their time by each other's side, lapping up the sweet stuff. The staff lovingly explained the pair's affinity for the sweet treat in a post on Facebook. Every day, Güero loves to get a little whipping cream after he finishes his meat, and the squirrel has decided he likes the whipping cream just as much. Since Güero was an elderly lion who had spent the majority of his life living in captive isolation, the sanctuary workers were simply happy that he was finally able to experience a little bit of joy. It's been a scene we see repeated more and more often, and we wanted to share the sweet bond they have with you, the team wrote in their post. There's no denying that Güero has impacted the sanctuary staff and the animals who reside there. While it's not expected that he'll live all that much longer, they hope to at least provide him with a loving home for the rest of his days. Finally, Güero's at home with people and friends who treat him with the respect he deserves. Let's just hope more animals will eventually be treated the same way.